way on the highway. Didn't get my way the last couple of days, but things are good and repaired, and we're heading down I-90 eastbound.
We are in beautiful Billings, Montana this morning. We drove over and picked up our load of molodendron, got it strapped down, on down the road, and then this happens. Well, we were moving right along and get off the exit to take a left to go to the Sinclair in Vivian, South Dakota, and clink. No bueno. No bueno. Needless to say, we have to be towed. It's the drive line, possibly the entire rear end, and I guess we're getting towed to Pierre, South Dakota. We call the police so that they can shut our exit off because we are literally in the live lane and cannot go anywhere. And it's on top of everything. I don't know if you can see, 7 degrees outside. Yeah. So this is actually a big thing. I don't know if you can see in the rearview mirror there. We've got 2 highway patrols, and what they're going to have to do is shut this exit off and this here so that the tow truck can get in front of us to tow us. I'm sure they do this all the time, but it never happens to us, so yeah.
Well, we're getting our tow. What a night. Oh, watch the truck. It's your rearview mirror.
So we have our nice tow truck driver. What is your name?
Oh, don't.
Trevor?
She's gonna throw this shit on YouTube, man. I'm sorry.
He picked us up. He hooked us up, taking us to the repair shop. We don't know how many days that we're going to be down.
We were in the... Well, it's a little cold up here in South Dakota, but we're getting towed in. Pretty ingenious way that they're towing us in. Be about a $5,000 repair.
Well, this isn't how we wanted to spend our next couple days, but when you're in the transportation business and putting the miles on, these things happen. So we are in Pierre, South Dakota, and gonna get the truck fixed. So
Good. Sheared out right out of there. So I'm here at Solberg Industries in Pierre, South Dakota, and just a great group of guys. They really helped me out, us out. got this done quick and efficiently, and just really grateful for them. There's my truck. Got it all done. I'm excited. But definitely a good group of guys. Solberg Industries. They also have a construction and a farm and ranch solution business. Let's see if I can show you. Really cool place. So the other morning, well, we had started, let's call it late morning. We'd started our day back in Rapid City and went down to Love, took a quick shower, and got down the road. I actually booked a load for pickup. This was Wednesday morning. I booked the load for pickup Friday at the delivery in Iowa. And
because everything's running smooth, we're going.
Yeah, everything was running smooth. And we got off to get some fuel at a truck stop in Vivian, South Dakota, and there was a little bit of an incline, and right as I got to the hill on the off-ramp, came to a stop, put my truck in gear, I blew out the drive shaft and the rear end, and I don't think it was anything I did, just the park got old and what have you, but anyhow, so we did that.
Live lane of traffic, people trying to get on, get off, and we're in the middle of the whole deal.
It was a nightmare. But
they called the sheriff's department out or the highway patrol out.
Well, first we called a tow truck company, and our tow truck driver Trevor out there was an amazing guy, really nice guy, and he had called the highway patrol, sheriff's department to block the intersection and the off ramp so he could get us hooked up.
Can't say enough about Trevor. I mean,
yeah,
he was in freezing cold weather dealing with it.
It was brutally cold that evening. It was getting dark. I'll put their name here on the screen.
Where is he out of?
Murdo,
South Dakota. But they go as far as, what, Rapid City?
Yeah, pretty much everywhere in the area.
He says they stay busy.
Yeah, Trevor, super awesome guy. He worked hard. He knew of a repair shop in Pierre, South Dakota, and he recommended them over the dealership in the area. He said they were a lot more reliable, dependable, good guys. He'd known them for years. And so he towed us to Solberg Industries. And we're going to talk about them here in a second too, because they were amazing people.
Pierre,
South Dakota.
Pierre, South Dakota.
Yep. And so anyhow, we got towed in there that night. It was down to like -20 that night. Our truck was running, so we were able to stay in the truck for that night, and woke up and met the guys at the mechanic shop, and then we got a ride into town and got a hotel room for the night. But I wanted to throw in this video a couple of different things, because a couple of days prior, as we've been traveling through Wyoming, Montana, and South Dakota, we've just come across just amazing people in small town USA, and I couldn't help but think how a lot of these big city laws and liberal points of view are more and more being pushed on rural areas of the country, and it really ticks me off, because these are just good, hard-working, everyday Americans, and they don't have any concept of this crap that goes on in the big cities. I mean, if you showed up to the local truck stop or gas station or Walmart, wherever, and you told them you didn't identify as a man, they'd slap the shit out of you and look like you were an idiot. And they just don't have this concept of the stupid stuff that we see.
They just
and hear
live
about.
their lives and work hard.
Good, God-fearing, hard-working people. And so that was already on my mind. And I wanted to do some kind of video just talking about that. But then we get to Pierre, South Dakota. And I'll tell you what, every single person we came in contact with was solid gold. And I would tell them I was just blown away by how nice, friendly, helpful, and amazing every single person was. And they laughed kind of because they didn't know any other way to be. And
That's who they were.
Yeah, it's just who they were. And, you know, we got our truck here into Solberg Industries and met the owner, Clayton, and a few of his employees and so forth. And he's a young guy, probably, you know, a few years younger than me, and just hard-working. He's got a semi-truck repair business, he's got a feed business, he's got a construction company. He runs the gamut there. And I just got the most genuine impression from him right off the bat. And, you know, told him our situation and what we were doing and everything. And they just went above and beyond the call to help get my truck repaired, literally in about a day and a half, 2 days.
And come to find out, just the night before, there was another kid that was out on the road and had the same issue. His was a little bit more severe than ours. Trevor picked him up that night, hauled him to his friend's shop here, and they got both of us done. Both, and his was more severe than ours. What, within an hour of each other? They really stepped up. And it was Valentine's Day, and they even worked those extra hours to get our trucks done so that we could get out on the road.
It was about 7 o'clock at night by the time I got out of the repair shop. And, you know, we wound up staying at the Days Inn. And the general manager, Aaron Geigel there, super awesome guy. The gal that works with him, Kathy. Super nice people. These people went above and beyond to make us feel welcome and comfortable. They knew we were going through a hard time. The first night we booked in a regular room, and the second morning, or the next morning, the guy comes up to me as I was walking out to get us some breakfast, and he says, "Hey, you know, it's Valentine's Day. We're empty. Let me put you in a suite for the night. Free of charge, you know, same price. It's got a jacuzzi tub and blah, blah, blah." And so they moved us into a really nice room.
And I want to step in here real quick, because when we were in town, I started looking at reviews for the Super 8 and the Baymont or whatever it is, and all these different hotels, trying to decide where we were going to stay. And I ended up picking the Days Inn because of the location of where the other restaurants were at. Mexican food, Burger King, other things around. I read reviews where people were just knocking them. I have to say, they're under new ownership. The place was clean. Now, a little bit of older furniture. The first bed that we were in probably needs to be replaced, but they're trying. So where the rooms may be a little older, they're trying to update, remodel, but they just go the extra mile for you. The place was clean. I mean, I have no complaints on any of the rooms that we were in, and we were in 2 of them, of the cleanliness.
Yeah, super clean. Had a good little breakfast, coffee round the clock for you, free of charge.
I mean, it's not a full breakfast like some places. It's the waffles. This morning was biscuits and gravy. They provide yogurt, hard-boiled eggs, cereal.
But the people were amazing, and that's where it really counts. Like I said, this general manager, Aaron, and Kathy, that were there the whole time we were there, and they pretty much switched off, you know, around the clock, were just amazingly nice people. They were good people. They were genuine. And I've got to get a hold of Days Inn by Wyndham's corporate and write them a kudos, because I was that impressed. I mean, just conversation, just where we should try to eat, where we, you know, I mean, everything was just amazing.
So I think this video was like 3 reviews wrapped up in one.
It truly
the
is.
towing company in Traverse, Solberg Industries, and Days in Pierre, South Dakota.
And as the next morning, you know, they had told us of a couple of restaurants. We went down to a Mexican restaurant the first day for lunch.
Guadalajara's.
And that was really good, clean, decent food. A lot of friendly local people. The next day, I needed a haircut, so I Googled, you know, a barber shop, and I went down to Dakota Barbers, Pierre, South Dakota. I forgot the gentleman's name that cut my hair, but he did a great job. Local guy, in fact, he cuts the dad of the mechanic that we use. And you know, they were able to tell me, he was telling me about their reputation in town. I mean, these people were just the best people everywhere I went. Walgreens, the best people.
Our lunch was at
the Flatiron Grill, Bistro. Flatiron Bistro yesterday. Whoa. Cute little restaurant.
I had the best lunch. You got a good hamburger.
Everywhere I went was just solid gold people. And, you know, I went back to that mechanic shop last night, Solberg Industries. I got a couple pictures of the door and their logo and stuff we'll throw up here. But I was just overly impressed. Not only did they do it fast and efficiently, but they did everything they could to save me money. And I could tell that they went the extra mile. And it really rejuvenated my spirit in our country and in people in general. And I told them that because it's so invigorating to come across such good people again. You know, oftentimes I'm in big cities more than not, and everybody hustle and bustle and out for themselves and selfish, and then you come to places like this that are still the predominant areas across our country, and the people are just amazing. You know, I remember the mechanic on the phone telling me, well, you know, we got to help each other out. It's what we're supposed to do.
They literally sent a kid on a 3-hour drive to Rapid City to get a part for us, and 3 hours back because they knew we didn't want to sit over the weekend. So he sent him out Friday morning to go get this part so we could get out this morning, which is Saturday, versus the delivery that would have landed on Tuesday.
Yeah. And last but not least, this load that I'm on is for Coyote Logistics. And I've never hauled for them before. And let me tell you, drivers, first rate. After we broke down and I got a tow truck en route, I called in and I said, hey, this is the problem. I don't know what's going on. You know, I'll let you know as soon as possible. The gal that answered the phone, super nice, super understanding. Everything was great. So the next morning, as soon as about 8:15, we get into the shop and I talked to the mechanic. Everything was great. And, you know, he's like, hey, I hope to have you out of here by tomorrow afternoon. So I call the broker. And this guy was awesome. He says, hey, you know, I says, I don't know if you heard about yesterday. And he's like, yeah, we did. I just didn't want to bother you. I knew you had a lot to deal with. Probably needed to sleep in. We understand. And I mean, just blew me away. I gotta say, Coyote Logistics, amazing. I told him, he says, well, they tell me I'll be out of here tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Well, then, late yesterday, or the day, that night, things changed, and they didn't think they were going to get a part until Tuesday. And so, I emailed the broker. I says, look, this is blah, blah, blah. They did not stress out on me. They did not breathe down my neck. And we're under their load, you know. First time I ever hauled for them. And they were just amazing. Talked to the guy. I mean, he was just above and beyond. So then last night, as soon as I get the truck, you know, squared away, I sent him an email. Hey, we're good. We'll make a Monday delivery. We'll head out in the morning. I got a real positive email from him. Cute little meme this morning. And it's just super nice, you know, to run into a broker broker that's not breathing down my neck, that understands that problems happen, things occur, and it was just super cool. Now the flip side to that, the load that I booked through TQL Wednesday morning, basically maybe 2 hours before we broke down, I booked a load for pickup through TQL.
Because we were going to make this delivery.
I was going to make the delivery and pick up the next morning. So I wasn't going to pick this load up till Friday. Wednesday afternoon, 2 or 3 hours after booking this load, this whole nightmare happened. I emailed TQL a couple of hours after the incident. And I said, I had an emergency breakdown, drive shaft, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to be able to pick up the load. I've got to give it back. The next morning, Thursday morning, I wake up to an email from this broker that says 5 out of the 17 loads I've booked for TQL, I have had to give back. And he put in parentheses, I used the excuse, parentheses, that I broke down. And it said an average of 29 point whatever percent, dropout rate. Now, I try to go above and beyond every load I haul. I'm very good and big on communication, whether it's verbal, emails, covering my butt any which way.
Probably more than a lot of people.
Yeah, I actually get a lot of compliments from brokers because I'm that way.
Well, we ran a business. We know how to run business.
And I'm just real big on covering my ass. And so I document everything. Pictures, video, times, and I'm anal retentive with numbers. So anyhow, so I wake up to this email, and yeah, I was a little ticked off because he's basically calling me a liar. And so what did I do? I sent him a copy of the tow bill. I said, first of all, I don't lie. I said, second of all, here's a copy of the tow bill, a picture of the brake, a video of the brake. I says, and I promise you, I didn't want to spend $6,000 after only being back to work a month when I was out for 2 months after having a triple bypass. I never heard from him again. Now you would think if you said something off the cuff and maybe were wrong, that you'd have said, wow, in an email, I'm sorry, didn't mean it, wish you the best, hope to work with you or something. But I was pretty pissed off after that email. And TQL, as you all know, tend to have the lowest rates in the damn business. And now I will say good about them. They're very easy to deal with in the sense of booking the loads easy, accepting the rate confirmations easy. It's all digital. Getting paid's easy, efficient. There's a lot of good. The rates aren't always that great, but there's a lot of good. And
the one bad thing is you've got brokers that have never drove a truck, so they don't understand. My best friend doesn't understand the basic breakdown. When she found out we had lost our rear end, she texts me the next day and says, "Are you on the road?" And it's like, no, we're not on the road. We're in the middle of South Dakota trying to get it fixed. And her idea is you haul it into a dealership and one day later you're out and you're moving. And that's the mentality of these brokers.
Well, in a lot of truck dealerships, I know you get in a busy area like Houston or Dallas, whatnot, and you pull into Cummins, they'll tell you, we're 2 weeks out from even being able to look at your truck. So fortunately, some of these smaller shops are really time efficient. They can get you in and out. But that does happen where you can't even get in for a week or two. Anyhow, so the moral of the story there was one really good broker, just a good human being at Coyote Logistics. And my first time ever hauling for them. And they were amazing. TQL, who I've given great service to time and time again, treated me like I was a liar. I hate that. So, anyhow, all in all, for a costly experience, it wound up being a good experience. The good people, Pierre, South Dakota, thank you. Y'all took good care of us, and we're grateful. A big shout out to the people over at the Days Inn there in Pierre, and Clay and the guys at Solberg Industries. If you're ever in trouble in that area off I-90, give them a call.
And we'll leave it all linked down below.
Yep, you guys have a great day, and take you along on the next one.